And we're back. American Wannabes podcast, episode 219, 1918. It's 219? Let's get those intros in order. First, we have...
What up, Jerry G from HP?
And also...
Jesus Sepulveda in the building.
And I'm Christian Zaragoza, a.k.a. Chrissy Picks on your local social medias and networks. And we're back. It's been a long week.
It's been a long week, and I want to start this shit off with fucking Robin from Batman and Robin being gay. What is he? Gay?
No, he's bisexual.
Bisexual.
Jerry's mad about it. Jerry's mad.
Jerry's pissed with that gay shirt he has on.
About it. Yo, that was off camera, dog. No.
He's not mad. No. He's not. He just thinks that they should create new characters, not use old characters, and can create a new agenda for them. Make new characters.
I don't appreciate that he's just turning characters into gay. Like, what the fuck?
It's bisexual.
How's that his problem, fool?
Bisexual.
Like,
why is it a problem?
We have to present. Well, I mean, I'm gonna say problem like that. I mean, like,
dig yourself in a hole.
I get it. We have to bring more gay to the spotlight. I get that.
Normalize it.
I get it. But why do we have to turn old characters gay?
He's not.
Why not? Why just leave old characters the way they are? And introduce new characters as gay. He's
not. He's bisexual, first of all, and that just means you don't care. You just love people, and if it's a guy, it's a guy. If it's a girl, it's a girl. There's a difference a little bit. It's not just that. There's a lot of Robins, and this iteration in that comic book, which there's more than one Robin, and they're with different names. There's different people that are Robins in different comics. This one in this iteration, he's bisexual. So if somebody makes a Batman movie, that Robin isn't necessarily going to be bisexual or anything. It's just this comic book decided to do that.
Well, my whole thing is like, the fact that they're making characters bisexual, okay, or like they're changing like their sexuality in the comic world is like, okay, why does that even matter?
Why is that even news to me?
Why are you adding sexual? Why is there a sexual conversation in comic books? Like, is there a reason? Like, are they having sex?
Yeah, because in comic books, Batman fucks girls and he goes on dates and he has relationships. Spider-Man has a relationship with it's part of life. Like, it's part of the story.
Have a boyfriend and a girlfriend?
Yeah, and
play a pimp.
Fool, it's not even that. In the comic book, he's just like some dude saved him, right? And then he starts feeling all weird, like this fool saved me, like what's? And he starts getting nervous around the guy, and he's like, "Hey, we need to talk." So in the comic book, he shows up at his house and he's like, "Hey, dude, I've been thinking about you." And then the other dude's like, "You know what? I've been thinking about you too."
And that's when I start reading like, "All right, that's it. I'm all right."
And then it just kind of like there, and then it's just kind of like that's the story. It's getting good. It's not like fucking Robin was like in the comic book had a press conference and he was like, "Everybody, I'm bisexual now," or like they made an announcement. It was just like the comic book came out and in the story he likes a dude. That's it. Yeah. And people are making a big old deal about it because it's like...
I get it. Well, it's fine, I guess. My whole thing is like, just can we just add a new character? Can we add a new fucking superhero?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, like a Blue Jay instead of Robin. Cardinal. Yeah. A Cardinal.
There is a Blue Jay. There's a Nightwing.
There's a gay Phoenix.
Should they see... I have no problem with the gay agenda and all that shit. In fact, Schitt's Creek, real quick, Schitt's Creek... you watched it? You guys watched
I don't think it's an agenda. Right. I just think it's normalizing it, but okay.
Fucking Schitt's Creek. They did it right, fool. Like, I really like that character. He was obviously gay. He was bisexual, as a matter of fact. And I thought it was just fun because he didn't shove it down you, fool. He was just him.
Shove it down.
He was just him, fool. He was just being funny, quirky, out of place, finding himself. He felt feelings for a chick, then he had feelings for a dude. Like, I followed it, fool, and I laughed. And I had a good time with that fucking... It was dope, fool. Like, that's the way you do it, dog. Like, it was a new introduction to bisexuality to me in that way. And I was like, oh, that fool's doing it right, fool. That fool's... It's just funny. It's entertaining. Okay. And I like it, dog. That's the way I like to see these things just blossom.
But not in your comic books.
Blossom. Nah, nothing about the comic book. Like, I just go back to Robin was never bisexual before. Now, all of a sudden, he is. That's the only point I was trying to get, fool, too. But other than that, I have no problem, fool.
I get it why people get upset. But it's like there's also a bunch of people that read comic books and that are into it. And all comic book characters are straight. All villains are straight. They're all like that. So if you're a kid and you read comic books and you happen to like boys or you happen to like both, you don't feel like there's no one that you can read and feel like, oh, I'm reading a representation of myself. You know, for Punisher, there's certain people. For Spider-Man, for Blade, because he's black. So now there's like one kid has some type of representation with someone that everybody knows. If they make a gay character, maybe they might not like it. So let's just make the fucking side guy bisexual. And now that one kid that's been looking for someone to read, it's like, oh shit.
I think we all know that we get the positive side of it. I get why that's a good thing. Again, it's just like, all right, just make a new character. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess now that we're adults and like we understand why they're making these decisions, that we have a voice for it. But if we were kids and it happened, we would have been like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, like we don't give a shit.
Happen.
Yeah.
But because we're adults and we're like, oh, you know what, can add or put in.
And also, if you're a big fan of Robin and you always knew him in a certain way, and then they switch it up on you, I understand why you'd be pissed.
I mean,
either anyways.
Who is a big fan of Robin? Actually,
that's what I'm saying though. Like Robin's always seemed kind of gay.
Yeah, I was kind of gay. I'll give you that.
Yeah, I guess
it was an easy transition.
All superheroes seemed kind of. They wore tights, underwear over their pants. Like they wore bright colors. Like kind of is like, you know.
Yeah, I really don't care. Again, and I don't. Yeah, it's cool.
Is there any gay superheroes?
I don't care.
The guys from SNL. The guys from SNL.
The ambiguously gay duo.
Yeah,
you know what that was pretty gay? Was I always like said that he's gay. He has to be gay. Is the Riddler?
Well, the Riddler's pretty flamboyant. He's flamboyant. He's flamboyant as fuck. Yeah. He's one of my favorites actually, dog. El Riddler's está chingón ese güey.
I was looking at him as a kid, like, you fucking.
Which, by the way, I saw that documentary about Val Kilmer. It's pretty dope.
I haven't seen it.
And it shows like, because he in Hollywood, he was like always kind of like he was a difficult actor.
What happened to him again?
He got throat cancer. He can't talk no more. Really, he has to talk like this and.
Oh no way.
Yeah.
I actually seen that guy, dude. I seen him in person. It was like something that it was like a premiere for something, and I remember Fabricio Cabano. Shout out to that guy.
Yeah, where's that fool?
He lives in New York now.
No fucking way.
Yeah, he lives in New York. Yeah.
Get out of here.
Obviously, you're not his friend.
I follow him, fool, but I just thought he's on the road.
You didn't go to his party.
I wasn't invited.
Oh God. Anyways, he fucking invited me, and we were there at the premiere, and we were just hanging out, and then I saw that fool. I was like, what the fuck? That looks like.
The premiere of what? It was just like a.
It was like for some TV show that was on fucking it was on Cartoon Network. It was a new show that was on Cartoon Network. You know Rico from the fucking Napoleon Dynamite, the uncle.
Yeah, Uncle Rico.
Yeah. So apparently, because Fabricio had a dog, and he took him to the park, and the dog got along with this other dog, and it turns out the owner was Rico, Uncle Rico, and then he just like, hey, all right, he just got along, and then. Later, he went to his house and realized, like, oh, wait, you're Uncle Rico. He's like, yeah. He became cool. And then he invited him. He's like, hey, I'm going to have this premiere if you want to come down. He's like, sure. And then we were doing an open mic. And then he told me, like, oh, I got to go to this premiere thing. You want to come with me? And I was like, sure. And then that's when, and then I saw him. And then I saw that guy. And I was like, whoa, what the fuck? And I was like,
Val Kilmer was there.
Guy? He was there. And I was
looking
like,
pretty good or what?
Guy?
Still not sick?
No, he was sick. He was like, and I was like, damn.
Yeah, he doesn't look so great. This is recently.
This is like
a year or two ago.
2 years ago.
So it just follows like his whole career because he's always been a guy that like he was like a vlogger. He always had a camera. Ever since he was a kid, he'd make movies. Fool, this is how much of a character. Like people would always say that he's difficult because he would take the roles so seriously, and he'd be like the guy that would tell the director like, you know what, I don't think that this is how we should do it. I think we should talk about it. And it shows like him arguing on like the island of Dr. Moreau. He's like arguing with the director like I don't feel like we should. And it shows like he showed everything, and then. This is how much he wanted to be like in like Stanley Kubrick movies. He shot like a movie, and he like would play like a soldier. He would like film it, and he sent it to Stanley Kubrick. For Martin Scorsese, he wanted to be in like one of his movies, and he shot Goodfellas like if he was Henry Hill. And he made the whole movie busy, and then he flew to New York to give it to Martin Scorsese. Like that's how much he wanted to be in these movies. And then finally, when he did The Doors, he made like his own like The Doors, and he almost got divorced because he like was in character at home. That whole year that he was filming, he was in character, and it just shows like how like dedicated he was.
He looked like Jim Morrison to me.
Fool, he was him. He fucking turned into him, and he just explains like to acting to him was like the biggest thing, and like he always wanted to like have a challenge, and like when he did Batman.
No tiene Oscars?
I think he's been nominated, but he never won.
Because for a guy who's that dedicated, and you would think he would like have that Hollywood's respect
Like
and
Tombstone.
admiration. Like,
Oh, he does.
Let's pick this guy up. Let's bring this guy up. He has that. Maybe. What
I think the movie. I think that movie now is gonna, because he was misunderstood in a lot of movies. He would leave movies, or he would not get roles because he was difficult. But he's like explaining this is why
Now
I was
they get it.
difficult,
Yeah.
and now people are like, oh shit, like this fool was really about the craft. Like, he didn't care about the money. And then it shows like his dad like used his I don't want to spoil it. Watch it, but his dad kind of fucked him over, and he ended up having to like use all his money to bail out his dad and him.
Damn.
It's dope. It's kind of like slow, but it shows
shit.
a lot of people like Kevin Bacon, and like it has a lot of like
Bacon?
like it has him like recording people, so it like shows Kevin Bacon. It shows like
him and
Marlon
Brewster
Brando.
like pointing the camera at each other.
Yeah, kind of like that.
Oh God, dude, I want to see that. That sounds pretty cool.
It's good. It's good. It's on Prime for free right now.
That's weird when the legends get fucking sick and they get hurt.
It shows him like having to go on tour because now he's kind of broke, or like he's having to like go
Appearances
on do appearances, do Comic-Con, and he says he loves it because he gets to meet the fans, but at the same time he's like, I'm like making money off of my old self, off of my old career, off of my, like I'm a has-been, and now I'm like living off that. It's like I'm that guy that people look down on now.
I heard he's a
like,
dick in real life though to people.
That's what I'm saying. He got that persona because he was more about the acting, and he didn't care.
That's the thing, dude. One thing that I see when the legends get sick and they're vulnerable, just like for example, el pinche
Michael Douglas?
el Vicente Fernandez.
Yeah, he's dying too.
Chente?
Fool. He's not
Chente,
gonna make it through 2021, dog.
You don't think so?
Nah. He's like 86 already, for 87.
Well, so
and
what happened? So
he's back in the
apparently
hospital.
He had a big fall and like hit his head or something, and I guess that's what.
That's how Chick Hearn died, bro. That's literally how Chick Hearn died from the Lakers, dog. He fell in the shower, dog, and he was 83 or something. Chick Hearn. Yeah, fool. Vicente.
At that age, it's pretty.
Sí, güey.
Pretty tough.
Dice que se espantan más que es golpe y la espantada es lo que se enferman, güey.
No, fool. It's
Sí,
a
güey.
putazo, güey. You're missing the fucking putazo of him getting hit.
O el putazo también, pero que le espanta.
Your body can't recover as fast.
Jerry, you know a friend of ours, remember? That went to that party and then they fucking were fucked up and they just bam. Remember that?
Yeah, where was that at?
Remember that party? I'm not gonna say her name.
Oh, yeah, no, exactly. No, 4th of July.
A good friend of ours.
4th of July 2014.
4th of July party.
Yeah.
And her friend was pretty drunk, and she's one of those like wobbly drunk, you know, like hey, she's like, you know, little big girl. So she was like, they were holding her back, and they were like take turns holding her. Now one of those they fucking sat her. No, they put her against the wall.
Yeah.
Put up against the wall, and she's like, and then they were just like, all right, well, give me the water, and then they did one of those, and then one of those she just went
face first,
and just like literally, it wasn't like it just went. Like
fool.
You know what it was? It was like you know the worms. You know when a worm arches his back and then stretches. It's like one of those like the back went like this. And when she hit the floor, her body stretched. So it's just like, and then like where we were at, it was like gravel. So she scratched her face like, and we all were like, oh shit! But the fucking hit, it was like fool. Just this alone right here was fucking just. And then we were like, oh, shit. We were laughing like, oh, fuck. They lifted her head, fool. Her fucking forehead was the size of a baseball. A fucking baseball was right there in her fucking forehead. We were like, a la verga, güey. We freaked out, fool. They called the ambulance. They took her out with an ambulance, fool. They fucking came. Like, don't move her now.
Blood gushing like a motherfucker everywhere.
We were like, fuck, fool. Just like that.
I had that same fall, fool. I had that same fall. New Year's 2001. I was throwing a party at my house, and then
New Year's 2001.
Yeah, New Year's going into 2001.
He was 25.
Yeah, I was 21 years old, Don. And
really?
I got fucked up, fool. Fucked up, I fucked up, bro. And sure enough, they put me against the wall también, way, and they give me a cigarette, fool. Y que me dan un pinche cigarette, me put a cigarette, give me a cigarette, Don. I'm all fucked up, give me a cigarette. Me put un pinche cigarette. They put it to my mouth, fool. And then light the cigarette, fool.
Like the scene from The Mask.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he gets it in the guy's
Me dan el cigarette. They light the cigarette, fool. I'm starting to light the cigarette. The cigarette falls on the floor, fool. Yo de pendejo, fool. Like, I get the cigarette, and here we go. I go try and get the cigarette from the floor, and I fall. I don't break my fall. I go straight head first, dude. No arms. No arms.
Just
Those
fucking. Whoa!
putazo, grabble también because we're in the alley and just scrape. And I get up, fool. Like, I don't remember nothing, fool. Me acostaron when they took me inside to go to bed. So I go inside to go to bed. I knock out, fool. I wake up. Yeah. Fool.
Get out of here! Get out of here! I got him.
Yeah, it's funny they put all this shit. I don't remember
Robin.
any of it. I don't remember any of that, fool.
Robin, dude.
Fool, I wake up the next morning, dog.
It was a Halloween party.
It was a Halloween party.
He was dressed as Robin.
You just see Robin.
That's why he's so upset. That's why he's so upset.
He's like, fucking Robin! You're gonna start telling people, fool. You're gonna just all of a sudden like say something after a couple of years. Let's cancel that fool.
Yeah, fool, they put me to bed. Next morning I wake up, fool. Like, I don't remember nothing, fool. So I go to the bathroom taking a leak, and then my face just starts hurting. I go, fuck. The fuck, fool? And I look in the mirror, dog, and I'm all fucking scraped, all scabbed out, blood, dry blood on my neck and everything, because I was bleeding throughout the night as I was fucking sleeping, fool. And I'm just like, oh, what the fuck happened?
Yeah, that's dangerous.
What the fuck? I freaked out, fool.
Could've choked on your own blood.
Out,
Stupid
bro.
fucks.
And I'm just like, yeah, and then my
fucks.
sister, my mom came, my girlfriend came, Nani's the mom of the kids. They all came, they're all like laughing at me, like, you fucking dumbass, you don't remember what happened? I don't remember nothing, man. What the fuck happened?
My ass hurts so bad.
Why does my ass hurt?
My ass is fucking throbbing.
My mouth feels dry.
Same shit, fool.
Pulsing.
Same putazo, just like that, fool. Same putazo. Just blood. I just had a big scrape and shit.
I had to sit on a donut for
Scab.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
One of those inflatable
times, fool.
donuts.
Why is it throbbing? And then Robin.
Blackout drunk, bro.
Why is there? Where does this mask come from? It's the Robin mask.
You see Robin's like,
Robin left his number.
yeah. Nah, fuck that. Fool.
Yeah,
That's
fool.
fucking weird, dog.
Every time I like that, it was just from fights or like punching a wall because drunk or
I
like
don't-
anger. But I never fell.
I remember I was when you were kids, you would get into like rock wars. You know what I mean? Like
Rock wars.
You ever had rock wars?
Like throwing rocks at each other?
Yeah, like rock
maybe
war.
no, like oranges and grapefruits and shit like that, but not rocks.
Well, fools you don't get along with,
We
maybe.
were paisas, fool. We were paisa kids in my neighborhood, fool. And we were just fucking
Rocks,
when
fool.
we were
What the
just throwing rock,
fuck?
we were beefing with some fools down the street, and then we were
Okay,
kids. So we
okay.
were just like, "Hey, fuck you!" And then we're riding our bikes. We're like this, and we saw them on the other end, and we're like, and then you know we just keep staring at each other, but you don't know why. You're just staring, and you're staring like, "What are they staring at, fool? I don't know." And you got that one dumbass homie that just feels brave. He's just like, "What are you looking at? The fuck?" And then they were like, "Hey, what the fuck?" So then one fool's all, "You bitch," and then all that stuff. Fuck you, bitch. Fuck
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Dogs.
Yeah.
Fuck you, what you gonna do? It's my thought.
Fuck you, Ezekiel.
What you gonna do? And then that fool started walking up. What's up, then? Yeah, that's what I thought. And I was just a kid. Like, I was like, man, if it goes down, I'm gonna start swinging. But I was playing it cool. And then we were talking.
He slid his
fool.
bike.
Now we were talking because they were leaving. They were like, all right, we saw them leaving. Like, yeah, whatever, fuck them. And de repente, one of those fools, fucking, you see him fool on the bike getting like close, and we're like, what the fuck? Stops in the middle of the street. Just that little thing when he presses the brake, like, fucking gets off, fool, and just throws a rock away, just like, boom. And then we're just like, what the fuck? We just saw that shit in the middle of the fucking circle, just. And then just breaks into pieces. We're like, I love it. Wait, what the fuck? So we ran to the side and we got some fucking rocks. And before you know it, it was a shower of rocks, like shoom, 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 because they were like they're all hidden in the corner, like behind a house. So that's why they were throwing it. And we're like, oh shit, shoom, shoom, shoom. We're like, fuck. So we started grabbing our fucking rocks. And then we started chasing them and throwing rocks. And then we'll go on the bike and then we'll stop. We'll throw rocks. And it was one of those things.
So when did you get fucked up?
So they threw a rock on one, and between that action, maybe it was in the shower, I got hit.
Yeah,
and because I was in the bike, I thought I was fucking sweating. And right here, if I remember, I was like sweating full, and it was fucking blood way. And they fucking got me right here in the back. They slashed me right there, fool, from a fucking rock. It hit me. I was in the adrenaline or whatever. And I got
This
hit.
happened with me with the bottle. I thought
And
it was.
I was like,
I thought it was sweat or
fucking,
beer.
yeah, I was gushing, and I was like, what the fuck? And I got scared, and I cried, and I was being a little bitch with my friends. I was just like, I just remember seeing blood, and I thought, and before, like, when I realized the blood, then I started feeling the pain, and then I felt like, it's so weird, right? Like, when you feel your head, like, the smallest little bump or cut feels like it's a bigger thing than what it is. It's like something, but it's small. But you feel like, oh, it's bigger. So that cut seemed like it was huge. Like my brain was like, I was like, I started crying, fool. Like, oh, voy a morir. And I fucking ran home and I showed my mom. My mom's like, hey, sister. And then I didn't get stitches. They just put like fucking a bunch of
get stitches.
Vaselina and just that's it. Stay like
Cut man style.
Fucking.
Yeah, and that was it. I remember that was my dad. My dad loved. One thing I hated about getting injured was that my dad loved to fucking like
Scare you?
fix you. He loved to play doctor. Like he loved that shit. Like you cut yourself, he's like, a ver, let me see this shit, and then he'll bring the fucking agua oxigenada, the fucking alcohol, the packets, and he'll lay down on the table. Let me see your hand. Let me see your hand. No, no te cortas. And right there. He should act like a doctor, fool, and just fucking. But the oh fuck, it's working.
Like on Fight Club when he pours the shit on your hand. Say it.
Yeah, I fucking hated it. Any little cuff, when you cut yourself, you're like, I don't even want to tell my dad. My dad used to, like, if you didn't tell me, he found out. He'll go to the park or something. I mean, hey, ¿qué es esa madre, güey? And it's like red on the side, already fucking infected. It's like, oh, cut myself, but I'm fine, I swear. It's like, nah. He'll take the scab out, fool, and just fucking just put pressure. Yeah, I was like,
fuck, why?
Because he just loves it.
He thinks he's infected.
He thinks he knows how to fix it. I'm like, you're not a doctor, dude. Fuck. Maybe they make things worse. But he would take all that shit out. That shit was gross.
My dad would do that, but with our teeth, he'd like fucking take them out. And
but at least he's a professional.
He's a professional, yeah.
But still, I'd be like, nah, I'm fine. I don't have no toothache. He'd be like, a ver, and then fucking big ass needle go in there. But or he has this cool ass shit. It's like numbs it, like kind of like oral gel, but like it's way stronger.
Yeah.
And he'd put that shit in my mouth. I couldn't feel shit. I'd be like,
that's what all dentists have.
And then but he had it like in the drawer. I remember I would take a little bit and be like, oh fuck, what the fuck? And then my shit would just be numb, and then that fool would just pull it out, or sometimes you'd have to use the needle.
When I went to a dentist, they fucking like recently they told me we're gonna do a deep cleaning and shit, and then she said something about like, all right, don't like bite your tongue, like avoid your tongue because it's numb. And I'm like, okay. She's like, don't bite it, and I was like, all right. And she said like, because I can just bite it off. Yeah. And I was like, so then my head was like, well. And I kept biting a little bit, and I looked at myself in the mirror. In the mirror,
you're supervising yourself.
Yeah, and I just like started biting myself when I was like driving, and I just looked at it, and then blood started coming out.
I don't know,
fool, you couldn't feel anything. It's like so
stupid. Dog.
You don't feel anything, so you don't think that you're biting. You're like going hard, and then like in your head, you're like. It's like biting gum. You're just kind of like...
Or a steak.
Soft. You're like, what is this? Like,
oh, hell
no, you don't even feel your tongue. I didn't feel my tongue. Se me hizo raro, güey. So I looked at it, and I remember going like... and de repente I just saw like blood. I'm like, a la verga, güey. And I looked at what, like if you... You know when you eat gum and you bite yourself? Like that. I'm like, holy shit, fool. I swear to fucking God. I put that on my life. I swear to God, fool, that shit was
then
like...
I grabbed the biggest thing I could and I put it in my mouth.
Yeah, then I put the biggest dick and put it in my mouth just to see what it feels.
I just said biggest thing, man.
Man, why you gotta go dick? Listen, Robin. This motherfucker
hates
Robin but wants Robin, fool. I don't know what the fuck
That's why he hates him,
fool. He's gonna fucking watch Batman Return right now.
So he's
gonna study it a little bit more. He's like, did Robin...
Hey, so is that gay?
Donald is looking pretty hot.
So is that gay if you suck a dick with a numb tongue? Is that gay? If you didn't feel it! You didn't feel it? You didn't taste it?
If a tree falls in the forest and no one hears it,
yeah,
did it fall?
Here, we all know.
If you suck
this whole podcast knows.
If you suck a dick in a forest and nobody knows.
No, that you're... This whole podcast knows that you're fighting your own gay demons. You know.
Yeah. And I'm gonna keep fighting, all right? I'm gonna keep fighting.
You can put stuff in your butthole and not
I think I'm gonna be like 50. I'm gonna come out of the closet when I'm 50.
You want to tell me? If you want to tell me if you see his fucking family picture and you look at his picture, you're gonna be like, which one do you think is gay? Just looking at that picture, who do you think is gay in that picture?
Who's the gay one?
Who's the gay one? No, that fucking
show that fucking picture, fool. Come on.
If you say, hey, which one is gay in that?
Even look at the face that his mom's making. She's like, ay, wait, fucking encimoso.
Wasn't expecting it.
Jotadas, mijo.
I wasn't expecting.
Ay, con su jotadas.
Even your dad's like, oh,
your dad's like, mijo. He says, aplácate, cabrón. Ponte bien. Chingado.
Look how I'm the darkest with the family, dog. I'm so black.
You're the black sheep.
Nobody's black as me, dog. That's crazy, fool.
Like your whole family's like, yeah, it's cool.
But your dad looks just like you, fool.
Fucking good Jerry.
That wasn't supposed to be the keeper. It was supposed to be like one of the funny ones. Just do something funny, and I just.
But nobody did anything
would've
funny.
I know nobody did shit.
If somebody said do something funny, I would have mooned the camera, bro. That's my go-to. Mooning is my go-to
On
thing,
your family
fool.
picture?
Fool. My go-to joke for there, like, do something crazy. So if, right now, if you say, hey, we do something crazy, I'm mooning. That's like my go-to.
What about you were doing headshots?
What if we do headshots?
Now do something fun. Give me something fun. Yeah.
Oh, I'm saying overall in general, like when I was a kid and when everybody would, you need a joke real quick. Like my go-to joke is like mooning. That's my go-to.
I was never proud of my ass like that, fool.
I
like,
always
show my ass off.
I don't
Because
think
it was
it's
the quickest.
I don't think it's that he's proud of his ass.
No. The thing is that the reaction, like the instant, like right now, if I moon, the fucking face he's gonna like. The reaction is so.
But you're
big.
facing the other way.
No way, but the reaction is so big that it's like, holy shit, what the fuck? And it was just like, that outshines everything.
Yeah.
Like right now, if I just go, boom, everybody's going to be like, oh shit, dude, what the
No, it's also
fuck,
funny when you see a car pass by and there's like an ass like just like
Yeah. Oh, dude, that's not fair.
At school, we'd always do that. You'd pass by the car, and you're in the back seat, and then everybody's just like getting out of school, and then someone just passes by with their ass out. Oh, that was always
I've
funny.
never seen that.
It doesn't matter. Fool. You just, fool, and you're just like, just
Well,
laughing like
when
an idiot the whole time.
When I was in the back of the bus, that's what I used to do. I used to sit in the back of the bus, fool, because then I used to fucking. And when I was in sixth grade, the eighth graders were like owning the back of the bus, like, no, fuck that. And it's like, no, he's gonna moon. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna moon. He's like, all right, let me hear. All right, fool, fucking do it, bitch. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking do it. And everybody and all the girls like, I'm like, leave him alone. Don't force him. He's like, no, this fool's down, huh? Fool?
You're gonna make his helmet fall off.
I'm down. And I was just waiting. So, all right, do it now, fool. Do it now. And then I was like, fuck, I was just fucking do it. And I'll put the fucking, in the emergency, I'll just put like 4 cheeks right there. And everybody's just like, fuck. And the cars in the back like, oh my God. Just the reaction was dope. And after a while, like I kept doing it and they were like, over it with, because I was so down that it just became like,
you're a slut.
My mind with it. I was just like, look. No one was looking for it. Everybody was in their headphones. They're like, all right, dog, it's all good. Yeah. Why did
We get it.
It's like, all right,
He's an exhibitionist.
I remember and then they started having cameras, and they called me to the office, and they were like,
Cameras in the bus?
They used to have cameras in the bus. Yeah, of course. Fool. So,
Yeah, I remember
safety.
that. For fights and stuff.
so then they brought the camera, and
I never rode a bus like
and they
that.
told me, oh, did you, so what were you doing? Doing anything inappropriate in the bus? I'm like, no. Are you sure? No. And the principals, they felt like cops. Like,
Yeah.
all right, we're going to play something. We have you... What in your statement?
Yeah.
Your actual statement that came out of your mouth right now said no. I just want you to repeat it. Like, yeah, no. And they were like, okay, I'll give you a chance.
Play the tape.
And then there's like fucking the numbers right there. Everybody,
You
keep
already
it
know.
down back there. The bus driver. I said, keep it down back there. And then you see me, oh, fuck my dick. And I'm like,
They pause it on your ass.
what do you have to say? And I
That
was
wasn't
like,
me.
I try to play it off as much as I can. For I'm like that. For I was trying to tie my shoe, and it was like, son, we can see half your body out. And I'm just like,
Are those your little nuts?
And I was
They're
like,
like,
yeah.
aren't these your little nuts
no,
right
I kept doing the fucking. No, it's not me. It's not me. It's not me. And I started crying. It's not me.
Do you want us to call your parents?
We know it's new.
Me.
And
And
the
just
principal,
like-
we know it's you. I can recognize that ass anyway.
Let me see. Pull your pants down.
No,
Pull your
principal
pants
goes,
down.
there's one thing I know is 13-year-old asses. Like, what?
No, the janitor.
Pull your pants down right now, son.
Yeah, that's right there. I know. I see it fucking nice. That's a nice lady right there. No, but I remember I was crying, and then like, when the kids started crying, fool, they gave up. Dog. I was like, all right, take a seat. God, all right, we're just gonna write them up, give them in school suspension. This and that. I didn't do anything.
Did they tell your mom and dad?
Oh yeah, güey, my dad.
¿Qué estás con tus jotadas?
My dad would be like, compa, ¿por qué te encanta enseñar el nalga, güey? ¿Por qué? Because I would do it around him, so he knew it was me. He's like, no, because and he told me like, compa, ¿por qué siempre andas enseñando las nalgas? ¿Qué estás buscando? ¿Qué estás pidiendo?
What are you asking for?
What are you asking for? What do you want? What are you begging for? I'm like, he's like trying to say these things.
Get
like,
it out of
okay.
you,
I'm
like, gay.
I was like, don't you get a laugh? Eso no está diciendo reír, güey. Está diciendo tres cosas. And I was like, I think he's trying to say that I want. I'm screaming for dick. I'm begging for dick. Like, someone plug me up.
So my
Oh fuck.
my
dude.
friend did that. He would always do that shit, and he did it with he thought it was my sister's camera. We were ditching. He thought it was my sister's camera, but it was my mom's camera, and she developed the pictures at Walmart. And then he took like a bunch of pictures, like nasty pictures, like of his ass, like mooning. And then he took a picture of like his hands in his pants. And he thought it was Angela's camera, but it was my mom's.
Oh, fuck.
So my mom went to go develop the pictures, and then she was like, "Cristian, siéntate." And I was
He
like,
thought it was you.
"No, she knew it was my friend. My friend saw.
Okay,
He
okay.
fucking.
Oh,
she knew.
okay.
She was like,
Cristian.
sit down." Cause she didn't. She thought that we were taking inappropriate pictures for us. She was like, mira estas fotos. So I'm just like, oh fuck. And I'm looking at the picture, and he's like, fucking pants down, his ass is out, fool, like that. You can see his nuts like halfway in the picture. He's like, ¿qué es esto? Esto es lo que hacen aquí. Cuando están tus amigos en la casa. Esto es lo que están haciendo. And I was like, Ama, no sabía. I didn't even know. And she's like, this is what you guys are doing. And she even asked my sister, like, is there anything that you want to tell me about your brother? For like a year, she thought I was gay.
Oh my god!
Like, is there anything that we were like fucking around doing gay shit?
See
And during school, ditching, and she was like, "No quiero que nadie ande en esta casa. No more ditching here. No more nothing."
Oh my god!
So I had to get a girlfriend quick.
I gotta fuck real quick
And
dog.
hide that shit.
And then
Hide that
finally,
shit a little
fool,
longer.
I think that's why when finally she caught me with like a girl during school, she came home, and
She
I had
was
a
mad.
girl, had my high school girl in the room, right? And I was like, I heard my mom coming. We were both naked, and I fucking hit her in the closet. She's like in the closet naked.
You were fucking in high
like
school,
crying, right? And my mom comes home. She opens the door. She's like, "Cristian, my door's locked." I don't even know how she got a key. I didn't know she had a key to my room this whole time.
They all have keys.
So she fucking opened it up, and I was like, "Fuck." And it's fucking like summer, fool. It's hot as shit. But we're, she's like, ¿Qué estás haciendo? I was like, no, I don't feel good. I was like, no, yo sé que estás aquí con alguien. ¿Quién está? And then she like heard
Hoping
like in
it's
the
a
thing,
girl, just
and she
hoping.
fucking said, "Es Sandra." Well, she knew I had a chick. She was like, "Es Sandra." Oh shit! I just heard.
Bleep it.
But she's like, "Es it." And then full shit, like
She came out.
she was like, no. And I was like, no. I'm just here alone. But my mom wasn't going to like out her like that. Like even my mom knew like, I'm not going to open it and make her feel that bad. She was like, you're just taking advantage of her and you're doing, but I don't think she was that mad. I think like at the time she was just relieved that
You were not gay.
that like I had my
Hey,
girl
but
that I
you're
was trying to
fucking in
fuck.
high school, dog? You had a chicks naked in high school?
Yeah, fool.
I
Of
did,
course.
fool.
So
Really? How old were you? when you lost your virginity?
Damn.
I was a year ahead. So I was like 16 or 17, but I was only a sophomore.
Damn, in sophomore, you had girls naked in your room?
I didn't get that.
No, I didn't get that shit.
I got
Well,
that
fool, no. I was sick.
Probably
Yeah. I had my
18.
car. I got my car. We ditched during school. I think I was a junior and she was a
I was
sophomore.
a late bloomer, fool. I was a
And
late fucking
my
bloomer.
mom came home and
Same
fucking.
here, Jerry.
I remember I opened the closet and she was just crying like in a ball, butt naked, like.
You're taking advantage of me.
And I was like, I even told her like, fool, you got to go out the window. Like you got to go out the window and walk back to school. Like I can't like leave and go. I snuck her out the window and she like walked back to school.
Damn.
And then it was just like,
Damn.
it was crazy.
You lucky bastard.
I didn't have that look at all. I was
Nah.
fucking 18, fool, and it was like,
Yeah, you
No, I lost it to
begged
like
her,
yeah, and then
Please.
I remember I brought another girl home from the wrestling team, and that's how I lost my virginity because I was like, I need to lose.
There
And
was
the girl on the
girl
wrestling team,
wrestlers?
and the girl on the wrestling, we were like wrestling during like wrestling practice, right? And then like we were like going a little too slow. And then I started getting like, aroused, and she like went and she grabbed it over my pants. And then the whole practice,
you're
we're just
practicing.
like, the whole practice, we're just like fucking fondling each other, but we're acting like a wrestling.
I never met a girl like that age that was like
Fool, me
aggressive
neither.
about it. Like
Me
they
neither.
were
That was
very
the first
shy.
time ever.
It was very shy.
She was like, we should go practice at your house after this. And I was like, what?
Fuck yeah.
I was like, yes.
Yes, let's go today.
Yes, let's
right
go.
now.
So we went to my house and then we went in there and then nobody was home. My mom and Angela and my sister were like at church or something. And at that time, me and Angela were sharing a room. And we went in my room, and then I lasted like 5 seconds.
You fucking nutted right away.
Jared,
Yeah.
It reminded me of when I was younger. I remember when I was like I think in 8th grade or something. I remember I went out to the movies and I met this girl that was like a fast ass girl. You know, she was like very like
Down with it.
Down with it, right?
Yeah.
So we went to the movies.
She was in higher grade too.
And that's what I was trying to tell you, that she wasn't aggressive. I had to be the aggressor, but she'll let me.
Yeah.
But it was one of those things that I would just go like that, and it's like, but it was funny.
Se dejaba, pues, se dejaba.
We're watching
I had
the movie.
chicks like that,
So
yeah.
remember, you know, when you're watching a movie and it's like a night scene, it's kind of dark, and you're like, it would like fucking. So I went slow. So I went like this, and then I went like, I remember my arm was around her. Sorry, I'm gonna use you as like,
Yeah, go ahead.
I went like this, like that. Like that, and then I was going in for the boob pool, and I'm like right here in the shirt, and then it's a daytime. It's daytime, so the movie's daytime. Boom! It's like light everywhere, and everybody's like, "Look at it, look!" But I don't budge. So I'm like right there, my hands like this. I'm like, "Oh, it's crazy," and everybody's kind of like, "Dude, like it's obvious," but I wasn't budging. I was like, "Yeah." Yeah, because I already worked my way all the way up there. It's been like 15 minutes. I've gotten this far. I'm not going to fucking pull back. Like, fuck that.
The lights came on.
Oh, my God. It was so funny, fool. Like, I'm literally grabbing her tit, fool.
That's funny as
As
fuck.
the daytime is on. And she's like, kind of like, hey, like, you know, you
Yeah,
should move. And I'm just kind of like, yeah, it's crazy. And I'm just not budging, fool. I'm not.
There were
like,
some girls that were
in
fast.
It. We're
Yeah.
in the, and
Yeah,
so-
I had some
remember the
fast
homies in the school would look back and be like, oh, shit, look at these dudes. And the girls like, oh, my God. And I'm just like, fuck it, dude. We're in it.
Yeah, I had
No,
some
the
shit
most
like
I
that.
was in high school, like 11th grade. I got her down to her bra and panties, fool, but no me dejó past that, fool. And I was
What about on the
I was just
elevator?
touching,
Didn't you have an
kissing,
elevator
yeah,
story?
I fucked an elevator, but I was in senior year, almost graduating. I was like in May. Like we were graduating in June. I'm telling you, that was puro, like the last second shot, fool. I fucking lost my virginity, fool. I was a month away from being a virgin throughout the whole school, dog.
They probably thought you were small sized.
Maybe. Not to be honest with you,
You're
maybe.
small,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, they're probably like, who's not packing?
Yeah, maybe because I mean, I would have chicks, fool, but
Honestly,
they
I was
they
so
wouldn't let me close the
scared.
Deal. I had them like down to the bra. I had one chick fine as fuck down to her bra and panties, fool, and no me dejaba. I'd be like, no, that's as far as I could go, and I was just kissing her everywhere, fool. But that's it. She was like just touching me and shit, but she wouldn't let me fuck, and I was like, fuck.
If I had way more game, then it probably would have been a lot sooner because there was a lot of girls that were down. And now looking back, like I was like, oh, they liked me, but I was still scared. Even that was like that girl on the wrestling team like initiated that whole thing, and she was in a year older. And I knew like, oh, I just wanted to lose it. At that point, I was like, all my friends have lost it. I'm the last one,
I
or
don't
like
want
second
it
to the last.
anymore.
And I was like, I got to give this V card up to whoever right now. So
man,
she
no.
like said what's up, and I was like, okay.
My chick was too. I literally gave it up to whoever for this one chick, fool. She was not that. Ugh.
Oh, when you're a whore dog.
I was not proud of that.
But you
part.
just want at that point, you just want to
I
get
just
it over
wanted
with.
to get it done.
Yeah, you
fool.
want to get it over with.
I just wanted to get it done.
How are we on time?
Let's wrap this shit up, fool.
Okay, how were we on
Let's do it.
time?
Let's wrap
All
it
right,
up.
well, that's the episode for this week. Damn, I got a little sexual. Actually, we can pick it back up on the fucking Patreon, bro. We'll see you guys on Patreon. If you guys are on Patreon, if you're not, get the fuck on it because we're gonna continue this shit. I got some fucking stories. All right, guys. That is the episode for this week. Thank you guys so much. Peace out. Take care. Hasta luego.